All right, look, checking in with Chuck Dizzle. Some new ish that's going down right now. Same location, Homegrown Radio, representing, man. I got
Uh-huh.
my boy, you heard the voice. My man
Uh-huh.
C5 is up in here.
What's good?
And it's so dope to have you in here. This the first episode of Checking In with Chuck Dizzle was a concept that I had years back, but bringing it back. And it's like just dialogue with one of the homies, or a couple of the homies, or whatever the case may be. Now, what's interesting is that you were an intern for Homegrown Radio.
Was an
So this is
intern.
kind of like full circle too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not
real.
necessarily how does that feel, but seeing when you first got into the game and obviously first approached Homegrown Radio to things now, man. How does that feel, kind of being back and being on a different level, so to speak?
Man, it feel dope in like two different ways, cause like it showed like my progress.
Right.
Like I was working here, grinding with the music,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm on the show, and it feel good, cause like y'all family.
Yeah, nah.
So it's just natural.
I always tell people that one thing that I really respect about you is that when you came in, I didn't know you were an artist. Like, did you intentionally do that when you first applied to be like? Take me through the process of you applying to become an intern for Homegrown Radio, because literally I didn't know for I want to say some months. And you just told me randomly to listen to a track, but prior to that, why did you even want to intern for Homegrown? And then when you did, were you intentionally holding back, telling people that you were an artist?
Yeah.
Us.
Well, first off, we got to shout out Groovy Liz.
Yeah,
You know,
what's
she
up?
got me here. She
Yeah.
referred me, and
So
nah,
wait, when
just-
you say she referred you, like
she sent it in to
to
Sparkle. Yeah.
But were you saying, hey, like you work at Homegrown Radio, or you know people at Homegrown? What was the process of you getting your shit to Groovy Liz? How did you guys know each other?
Oh,
and how
she,
did she get that live for you to come here?
Yeah, she interviewed me for her little blog that she was doing on the side.
Got you.
And then I found out she was at Homegrown.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to get inserted into the LA industry, like, cause I was just at school. I wasn't really.
Calce Dominguez.
Yeah, I was trying to break out my shell. I was still in that Oakland mentality. I was still, real reserved. So I was trying to get inserted into this. So I seen she was up here. I needed an internship as well for my class.
Wow.
To graduate college. So I sent her my resume, and she sent it to Sparkle, I believe. And I came up here, met you. And yeah, bro.
Yeah, that was funny, man. I remember literally the day you came in and being the fact that you, like, because Sparkle sent me your resume, and I was like, oh, he went to Dominguez, and I'm from Carson. So I'm like, I was like, oh, okay, then Cal State Dominguez right down the street.
Yeah.
And then when you came in, the impression was like you was about your business and shit like that. So I was like, okay, you got the J. Cole look. I see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
I had the pro back then?
You had the fro. Yeah, you had the fro.
Okay,
It was the
okay.
mini fro. No, actually, it was a little longer than what it is now.
Oh.
So it was like kind of almost lockish stage. But again, I didn't know you were an artist. To be honest, I didn't know what you were trying to do. I didn't know if you were trying to do radio. I didn't know what the outcome was. I thought you were doing business or something.
Yeah, I really ain't had like no objective or ulterior motives, bro. I was just really trying to get in, just meet some people, network, and yeah. So I didn't want to come off like,
The artist.
oh, I'm an artist, and
Right.
you feel me? Like, oh, he just trying to come up here and get in, because
'Cause
that wasn't the
people-
case.
and we've seen it, and it's not to knock that
Yeah.
hustle. I've seen everybody try to get their way in, and there's nothing wrong with that at
Mm-hmm.
all. But I think that's what stood out about you more or less, is because it was like, oh, he didn't go that route. So when you're doing this, you're out here. What year were you, first of all, at that point?
I was probably I was a junior, I believe. Yeah, I might have been a junior,
Damn,
or maybe a sophomore. I don't know.
Was it? I think you were a junior.
Yeah,
Because you interned for like 2 years, right?
Yeah, I was interning, and then it was like my
Just
intern
like-
was
yeah,
over, and I was still
right.
here.
Yeah, I remember
so,
that. That's
so,
like that's one thing over here. It's like shit is so super like
Yeah,
not
nah,
official.
like-
It just became family.
yeah, on mama.
So at what point did you say, okay, all right, I gotta send him a track. I gotta let him know like that I kind of rap. Like, at what point for you was you like, okay, I think it's okay to do that?
I was just really just waiting on the right moment. I don't know. I don't remember when the first what was the first song I sent
I can't
you?
even remember. I don't. I think it was something off of Dorm Flow 2 for
I
sure.
think somebody told you that I rapped that, because I would be on the side talking to whoever who was here, like, oh, I'm an artist,
Somebody
like
send
on
me
the under,
music,
and then I think they
yeah.
was like, this little nigga hard.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a particular track. I think it was something off of Dorm Flow 2 for sure.
Oh, I
And
dropped the project. Yeah,
That's
man,
what
you
it
like,
was.
You
I'm
like
like,
that?
wait a
Yeah,
minute.
you like
I'm
that
like-
all or nothing?
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
And I saw the video. I'm like, the All or Nothing video,
Yeah.
that song, to me, to this day, I like your music. I see the progression. But for me, I think that was a certain moment in time, kind of like how Kendrick had Good Kid, Mad City, right?
Yeah,
Kendrick
yeah.
has doper projects. Obviously, Damn just got the Pulitzer. You can say it correctly now. Pulitzer Prize. But that Good Kid, Mad City, and even like Section 80, like those type of projects, it reminds me. It's like it's time stamped because it reminds me about a certain time in my life. And around that time, there was a lot of transitions. Like we were just right before we got on the radio, so it was that.
Yeah, I
time
seen all that. That's
so
why.
you were here around that time. Oh, shit.
That's why
You were here around
Homegrown
that time.
special to me. I seen y'all grind. I mean, I feel like I was a part of. I was here.
You were there, exactly.
Yeah, and
So
that
I
was
think-
another thing. I wanted to be a part of something as well. Like, so I wasn't just coming here to get on with my music. I wanted to
Right.
be a part of something as well.
And
yeah.
I seen that, and I'm like, dude, this is special. So that not only was the song fire, the video was fire, and then it let me attach to the movement. It made me go back and say, okay, what is C5 about? And then I got into the whole dorm flow. Like I understood the brand, you know what I'm saying? And I think you've built it perfectly. Not only with Cal State Dominguez, but now you branching out with the new project, and I see you hitting different campuses and cities and things of that nature, man. Why is it important to still attach yourself to that fan base even after you graduated?
To the Dorm Flow fan base?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like Dorm Flow forever, man. It's not just about school. It represents my journey. So adaptation, growth, perseverance. Coming to LA and making this home. Like I really started all over here. I ain't know nobody. I ain't had no family out here. Nothing. Like literally started from the ground up with every network I have out here. So that's what that's
so
about.
Now that you've graduated, you've graduated. This what, last year?
Nah, bro, it's about to be like 3 years.
It's been 3
Nah,
years?
2016.
Nigga, that's 2 years. Almost
Yeah.
2 years. Okay, so almost 2 years.
It feel like longer.
It really the funny part about it is like it to me it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I know it's been some time. But now with going through the new project and now I feel like you're attacking that fan base, but it's at the same time where it's like the next journey in your life. So is there for you a way of like detaching yourself from the college fan base, or are you like, nah, they kind of rolling with me? And how do you still talk to that audience that's still in college?
I mean, even if you in college, I feel like you go through real life shit. So, and I talk about real life. I could cuss, right?
Yeah, come on, dog.
I had to make sure. I ain't know if y'all switched up the format.
Nah,
over here.
we knew now. Okay,
But nah,
we good. We good.
But yeah, nah. So I mean, everybody go through real life shit. Relationships, struggles, and financial problem, all that. So I still talk about all that. I just now I feel like I had it was so much that I could talk about because I was with the kids. I had to keep it like PG,
right?
Because I was mentoring the kids, and I had like they was looking up to me. That was my job, was riding on that. Like almost lost my job because of a song that I released. Yeah.
Wait. So what was that like? Like there was a particular song that you had, and then somebody tapped into it. Like who? For me, because you're not that type of artist where you like rah like that. So did somebody
it wasn't even nothing like that. It was just like I made a song. It was off my first Dorm Flow project. The song was called Dorm Flow. And I was just talking about the things that I was doing in my first year of college.
You was fucking bitches in the dorm. That's what you was talking about. That's what happened. You was fucking bitches in the dorm, and then somebody heard that shit.
Anyway,
yeah,
I was real explicit on there, and we shot a video. People was I don't smoke, but people was smoking in the video, drinking, and we was in the dorms.
Right.
The video started blowing up on campus. It got back to the president of the college.
Get out of here.
And the vice president of the college, and she ain't no game, man. So it's like 3 vice presidents. So that one, she wanted me up out of there. But I had the other vice president that was on my side because he head over the program that I was in. So yeah, it was a whole process with that. I was about to get kicked out of college. So then after that, like all the staff, they was like frowning upon Dorm Flow because I had it rolling. I was rolling with the shirts. Everybody on campus had the shirts. It was rolling. My music was popping, and it just became like a negative thing to them. So then I turned it around when I came with the Dorm Flow 2, the more mature 5. It was real clean.
The upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I was working with the kids, so I turned it around. So now it's like they fuck with me.
Now, do the kids that you mentor, like how have you turned, not necessarily into the fans, but I know you've mentored the kids, so now they're obviously becoming a fan of music. They're getting older. They're understanding the life choices that you've made and the things that you're going through, and they're now going through that themselves. Like, how is that for you to see like a lot of the younger kids that you mentor kind of like growing up and going through the certain stuff you went through when you first got into college?
Oh yeah, it's crazy. They not in college yet. They in high school, but
But getting older.
Oh yeah. Nah, it's crazy, man. It's dope that they like one of them hit me the other day. You know, he I think he got accepted in the hella colleges. Like, it's dope. It's just seeing that they on the right path, and they
Now,
they
going
making
from
something like
that, I'm sorry to cut you off, but going from that to like you talking about the struggle it was with Dominguez and having like one vice president, right? Or one president.
Yeah.
Not mess with you, another one kind of mess with you, but ultimately building that relationship back. And now, like, they're still selling like dorm flow merch inside Cal State Dominguez.
Yeah, nah, that's history too. Like, man, like, I'm the first student to ever get my merch sold in a bookstore. Like, Dominguez didn't like hip hop at all.
Really?
Like, Dominguez frowned upon hip hop. Like, I'm the first student that they had like performing at major events like the Welcome Weeks, the spring days, the spring flings. They just had 2 Chainz up there. That's history.
For real?
But yeah, they just had 2 Chainz.
I guess I went to Long Beach State, so that was normal. Like, we would have artists coming up there all the time. Like,
yeah, now Dominguez frowned upon hip hop, so like them having 2 Chainz, but I breached that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You was a part of that.
Yeah, I breached that. Yeah, I speak highly on that.
That's dope, man. Yeah. That's dope. I mean, that's got to be an amazing feeling to look back and not only in your, because that college is already an amazing experience. For one, you're going into a new stage in your life. You finding out who you are, but now not only are you doing what you love, but you're making an impact. Not too many people, especially artists, can do that until after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Or later on in life. The fact that you're doing it while you're able to kind of understand who you are. It's a pretty dope experience.
Like, I was in the streets and I transferred like over to college. And
Did you ever think that you would go to college when you were younger?
For sure, I always thought I would go to college, but I didn't think I was gonna be doing none of what I'm doing now.
Right.
Yeah, but I always had plans to go to college for sure.
Now, before college, and I know we've probably talked about this before, but just for the record, like when you were going to school prior to that, like what were you trying to do? Like, what was the game plan prior? I'm not gonna say prior to rapping, but when you knew you were gonna go to college, like what did you say? Okay, I'm a major in this. I want to get a degree in this, and I want to take that to this level, like job wise, career wise. Was it always with the music, or was it like something else?
Yeah, I never really was trying to be working a job.
It was music industry related. Always.
Yeah, it was always trying to be with the music. I've been rapping since 7th grade, and I've always been trying to make it. So I guess that was all. I just had a tunnel vision.
That goes to show to the difference between like our ages too, because like with this particular career with music industry, when I was growing up, especially going to college, it was always like, you go to college, but have a backup plan.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the plan of, radio and music, and that's the only thing. It's like, no, I got my degree in psychology, so it was like I was going to be a counselor. It was like, I applied myself to say, you know what, I'm going to use this as far as understanding people and apply it to radio. So I formed my own way, but it's dope to see cats that are coming up now be so... not necessarily hell-bent, but know, like, this is what I want to do. It's going to be music. It's going to be fat, whatever it is, and kind of never lose sight of that. That's kind of dope.
Yeah. So see, what I did was I used my plan B to get to plan A. So to get out of Oakland, I knew I had to go to college.
Gotcha.
I couldn't just move out of Oakland and just be, it's expensive out here. Like, all right, I'm going to go to the dorms, and I'm going to take over shit. I'm going to do my thing in L.A. So that was always my vision. Yeah, that was always my vision. Yeah, that was my way to get out of Oakland.
So if for whatever reason the shit didn't work the way you thought, what was in the back of your mind like, damn, I know I don't have a plan B, but if I had to set some shit up, when times got rough, what was those things like, damn, well, maybe I got to do this? Because, I know back in the day, long time ago, hustling and all that. Yeah. So did you ever think to reverting back to the old schemes, or was it like, nah, never that?
Oh, when I was out here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nah, once I got here, I was done. I was done with
everything.
I was done with the streets, man. But if I didn't get here and I was stayed out there and try to go to community, I don't think I'd be here with you right now. So
crazy, man.
So I'm glad everything worked out.
All right, so off air we were talking about, and as far as I've known you, I thought, and I'm very ignorant to this, so please help me out. Vegetarian? What are you?
Yeah. All right, so I did a year vegetarian.
And this is when you were at the time you got the homegrown. Where were you at?
What was I doing? Like, what was I
eating? Were you vegetarian then?
So I started vegetarian in 2015.
Okay.
Like summer 2015. I think I got here like April 2015.
Yeah, I think it was like around
like
Liz's birthday, I believe, something like. Anyway, so you started off as vegan.
Vegetarian. So I was a full-on vegetarian, and then after a year, ever since then, I've been pescatarian. So I'm in 3 years. So 1 year vegetarian, 2 years pescatarian.
And pescatarian is just fish. You can have nothing but fish and then greens and all that shit, right?
Yeah. So I don't just eat fish. Like I eat fish here and there, but mostly it's you know a lot of veggies.
Okay.
A lot of fruits. I eat my plantain chips.
Right.
You feel me? Little snacks like that. But
No,
I'm
but
like pesca vegan though.
What the fuck? Okay, now what the fuck is that?
Pesca vegan. That's
vegan.
the new wave. Like I don't eat dairy. So I don't mess with no cheese. I don't drink milk.
So butter? No butter?
Nah, I don't. What I need butter for?
Well,
I use olive oil.
I thought butter was. Isn't butter dairy? Or
oh yeah, I don't really eat bread neither. So
what the fuck
that's
do
the
you
only
eat,
thing I'm gonna use. Huh?
What the fuck do you eat?
Man, I be trying to keep it clean. Like I don't be liking all them.
But you don't be hungry?
Yeah, nah. I eat a lot.
You overconsume what it is that you do eat.
This how my day works.
Please, yeah, break it
So
down
look,
for me,
so
dog.
I wake up early.
Okay.
Eat me probably like a little bowl of cereal. Some like
With no milk.
Nah, almond milk. I ain't gonna eat no cereal with.
I don't know. You tell me,
Yeah.
pesca vegan? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay, so almond milk.
Yeah, so eat the almond milk, like a little bowl of cereal. Get my workout in.
Time out. Hold on. So with certain cereals, right? You don't eat bread. Why not?
I just feel like
That's just your own personal choice.
It's a lot of carbs. Like I love bread.
Okay.
But if I eat it, I'm a
Because I'm thinking that doesn't cereal have some kind of like wheat or bread in there, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
form. I
So
mean,
anyway,
I'm eating the healthiest cereal you could think of.
So you over there, the wheat? What is that? What's that shit called? What do you eat?
I forgot what they call it.
Not Raisin
like
Bran.
Some flakes.
Special K.
No, I don't mess with Special K.
Okay.
They from Trader Joe's though.
Okay, so it don't have no name.
Some little flakes. I don't know. But yeah,
some little flakes. Okay.
But they healthy. But
healthy flakes. There we go.
Yeah, so I eat a little, like a little bowl of cereal, get my workout in. Then I have like my real breakfast.
So you got a pre-breakfast and then a real breakfast.
Yeah, because you can't just get out there running without eating. Yeah,
okay.
So then I have my my eggs, my egg whites. Mm-hmm. Probably cook some Brussels on the side. Avocado is a mandatory. After that, I had like 3 hours after that. I have my my lunch. So it might be like a spinach salad.
Okay.
A lot of avocado in there. I chef my salad up. My salads be going crazy. And then so 3 hours after that, I have me a little snack. Mm-hmm. And then 3 hours after that, I have my my dinner.
So I mean, obviously you've planned this all out. You know what works and what doesn't work. How long did it take for you to actually get to the point where it was like, okay, I got this regimen down. I'm not struggling, because I can imagine like being a college student is not easy when it comes to the food.
Oh yeah, I started doing that the whole regime after college.
I was about to say, there's no way.
The regime started after college.
There's no way you can go through your whole college career eating as healthy as you eat, being a pesca vegan or whatever that shit is.
I was still eating healthy, but I ain't had that whole regime down. That's new.
That's that. Them struggle meals are serious in college. So okay,
facts. A
lot of stuff going on. In not only just news in general, man. Are you following up with the whole Kanye? What's been going on with him? What are your thoughts on him saying slavery was a choice?
I haven't seen the whole video yet. Okay. I haven't, because it's like him and Charlemagne. It's like,
no, so he did an interview with Charlemagne, right?
I seen the TMZ one, but I only see the...
Okay, so it's only clips, right? He did it, first of all, he's been tweeting for the last God knows how long. He finally got back on Twitter, been tweeting crazy or whatever. People have been kind of grabbing clips from that. But he did an interview with Charlemagne, which is pretty dope. Like 2 hours of just him, like just letting his thoughts out. And for me, I always think that Kanye's better when he's in a controlled environment. Right. When he's loose, like in terms of just going live somewhere, it's always, you just never know. Hence, him being on stage, ranting and everything. Whenever it's those type of situations, I feel like it's always a setup for destruction. But when he's in a controlled environment, it sounds good. So he had the 2-hour interview with Charlemagne. Dope, kind of explained his thoughts. They were going back and forth. But then the next day, after the interview was released, he was on TMZ, and the interview was just crazy. In my opinion, it just looked wild, right? But one of the takeaways was that he pretty much said that slavery was a choice. He was like, all these people that were, 400 years ago, everybody was there. Y'all could have just got up and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it was a choice. So for you, and we don't have to go into that specific situation, but just in general, from what you've taken away from the whole Kanye situation, what are your thoughts on his rants? What do you think about, him just going out, putting himself out there, and how people are reacting to what's going on?
I kind of feel like it's like a form of marketing, like, or he dropping songs while he doing all this too, and this came out of nowhere. Like, why out of nowhere you gonna say racism is a choice?
Right, slavery. Yeah, and I don't know. Like, I feel like I just think that he knows what he's doing, but at the same time, I also feel like I felt bad for him. I think he's never been the same since his mom passed.
Oh, facts. That's a fact.
He's never figured, I don't know what it is, but he just never bounced back from that the proper way. But you're right, he is dropping songs in the meantime. And have you heard any of those?
I heard the one with T.I. I haven't got a thorough listen.
You just been too busy with your shit, huh?
Man, I've been moving, bro.
How is that when it comes to that? Like, do you shut down and not listen to other people's shit, like not consume music? Are you so focused when it comes to making music? Do you get a chance to tap into other people's shit, or?
Nah, for sure I be listening, but I've been like I've been doing like shows and on the road like lately, so I haven't got a chance to really sit down and listen to it. Yeah.
So you spent time here, and then I remember you moving to Atlanta, and then spending some time out there. What was that experience like out there versus Bay Area and then L.A. going to Atlanta?
Man, it was different for sure. The culture. I feel like it's kind of like segregated out there
really,
too.
Like in terms of what?
Like
race or?
Yeah, like race. Like
only black people kick it with black people and white people kick it with white people.
Damn near. Like
really?
I feel like it's real diverse out here. You Mexican, black, white, all in one venue. Like,
now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Because I didn't really like it because
you came from a diversified.
I'm from the Bay Area, diverse, LA, diverse. Right. So I like the diversity.
You you don't like being with all black people? Is that what you're
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. I like unity.
No, I got you. So at what point did you say, okay, I gotta get away from there, come back home, or get back out here to? Was it a music choice, or did you feel like you got everything, all the resources from Atlanta that you needed?
I definitely built a network out there, but I just feel like it wasn't my my market at the time. You know, like they appreciated my music, but I feel like for them to really appreciate it and be receptive to it, I need to get on here first. I feel like this is my market. You know,
right.
like I don't do trap music. Right. Like I can make a trap song.
So I mean, why leave in the first place then?
Oh, my management was out there.
Got you.
So yeah, so they convinced me to move out there, so they could be hands on with me. But yeah, I just made the executive decision to come back.
Yeah.
You know, and we was like I was out there trying to attack here, so it didn't make sense. Yeah, I gotta be here. I gotta be present. So yeah.
But in terms of marketing out there, everything, you hit all the circus, fuck with the DJs, all in that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then you still realized you had to come back here to tap into your fan base out this way.
Yeah, we was trying to attack. We was trying to attack still here, but I was out there, so it didn't really make sense.
So is that when do you bring stuff up like that to your management, and then if so, like what's the conversation like?
For sure, we had a lot of disagreements and conversations about it. Yeah, so I mean, but I feel like I was there long enough, and now I'm back here, man. I just feel like we was all over the place, like. I feel like you got to hit one target, and then it's like a board. So I feel like, if you nail one nail in, the board gonna be more steady.
Right.
But we was just tapping on nails everywhere.
Not solidifying.
Exactly.
One nail.
We got to hit one target all the way in,
Gotcha.
and then move to the next.
Gotcha. So at this point, you've been back for about how long now?
I've been back since like November.
So not even a full year. It's crazy.
But at the end of that, I was here a lot. So like 3 months before November, I was here a lot, and I just decided to just come all the way back.
And at what point did you start working on this new project?
Be patient.
Be patient.
Yeah. Man, it was just I was just making songs, throughout the process. So I made some of these songs in Atlanta, made some of these songs in LA.
Because
some
of course,
of the songs,
it's everything, a combination of everything.
Yeah, just that's why like you hear so many different sounds on this. It's really shown my versatility on here. But it wasn't like a project that was. I wasn't like I'm making this project. I just didn't want all these songs to go to waste. I got a bunch of other songs, but I was like, I got all these songs still. You feel me?
Just
like
feed the people.
Yeah. So
is that hard? Like to have a lot of material. Is it hard to actually to formulate and put out? Because I can imagine, like, if you got a cluster of ideas and you want the people to get it, why not just release a song here and there, freestyle? Because the game is pretty much changing now. You don't necessarily have to put out full body projects. You can do EP. I mean, you do EPs or whatever, short projects or whatever the case may be. Drop 3 or 4 songs. The game is completely different. So why for you is it important to get this body of work and it release it the same way, or release it the same way that pretty much everybody's doing as well?
I just always had a vision for my career. I always wanted to, when people brought up C5, like, oh, he got classics. He got this project. He got Dorm Flow 2. Only Up From Here, Be Patient. I don't want people to be, oh, he got that single. But I the game is changing, so I gotta kind of release more singles.
But
so I'm still
I hear you, because I mean, Chris Brown released a fucking project with 40 fucking songs. Ray Shremmer just dropped some shit that got like 30 or three albums or something like that, and that helps their streaming too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a part of the game. There's different ways you can look at it, and I mean, you can talk your shit too. Man, this one was doing some shit on the charts as well. This was it the Be Patient one, or which one got on?
Oh, got on Billboard. Yeah. Oh, that was Only Up From Here.
Okay, so
that one got on Billboard.
So man, how does that feel like when you get, you obviously doing? Do you feel like that was one of the biggest accomplishments you've had, or was something else more important than that?
Nah. I mean, it was dope. Mm. See, that's my problem though. I be too focused on where I'm going. I don't really like look and see what I've accomplished. And that's what I've been trying to work on. So it was like, all right, that's cool. But
so
I'm trying to get.
What's dope to you? What do you look at and say, okay, this is an accomplishment? What is a marker in your eye? Because I feel the same way. I totally understand. I think we're going in the same place. So for you, when somebody says Billboard, they're like, oh shit, that's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm number one on Billboard, see, like, all right, I'm gonna be amped. I wasn't number one, so like that's cool. Well, let's get to that.
But you were on there though.
Yeah, that was dope. It shows that I'm making progress.
It's cool. I was on Billboard and shit. But but that's how you gotta look at it. You gotta celebrate your wins. And I think that a lot of people that haven't had that accomplishment, they'll look at a Billboard and be like, God damn, I want my shit on Billboard. Yeah. So you can celebrate that, but I understand looking ahead and one other shit. So for you, what's the goal that you're looking at right now? Like, is it becoming number one on Billboard, or is it something else that do you even give a fuck about any of that shit?
I want to go on a tour.
A tour?
Yeah, that'd be big.
Like a tour that's set up from somebody else, or your own tour setting it up?
My own tour.
Why not set it up? I mean, you C5, you can set it. You can set it up.
Yeah, I feel like I need to put in some.
I think you got the network to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just going on. I mean, you got the circuit of I think you got the network of especially attacking the fan base, the college. Like you can hit that college tour for sure. So are you thinking about just in general cities, or are you talking about just like how kind
like
of
a world tour?
World tour.
Yeah. Even if I'm like with a big artist,
opening up or something.
Yeah, that's a
See, then watch when you get it, you be like, man, that's cool.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my problem. Yeah, but it's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just not complacent at all.
Because I mean, one thing that I looked at.
I don't think about that. See,
one thing that I did look at. And tell me the significance of this, and I'm sure it was a big deal for you. But doing a song with Fab.
That was dope.
I would think you from the Bay.
Yeah.
You from the Bay, and I don't know, maybe that's cliche, but I would think when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's dope. Like that's a good look. For you, was it one of those things that was a check off your list, or was it just like, oh man, this happened, it worked out kind of crazy, it just worked out, I wasn't expecting it to happen?
Kind of both.
Gotcha.
Like Fab, like he the homie, he the big homie. Like we from the same hood. Mm. He used to run with the big homie that was from my like section of the hood.
Gotcha.
So I've been around him
right
for a minute. So it just finally came together, really. So like he been fucking me, been gaming me up. We finally just got a track.
But I'm saying it's on record now.
Yeah, nah, it was dope, and it was a dope song too.
All right, man, come on, C5. Hey.
Nah, it was a dope song too, though. That was the best part about it, you know.
It's a good product.
Yeah, like you know, you can get a big feature, but if the song weak, it don't matter.
Now let me ask you this: so if you get Fab, you reach out to Fab for a verse, and he give you something that's just like not fire, not the way you expected. Do you turn it down? Do you tell him? Do you turn it down, or do you still release it?
Are we saying Fab or just anybody like his caliber? Like?
Hey, we talking about Fab first, Mr. Fab.
That's big breast. So I damn near let him know. Hey
man, would you tell him to re-record his shit? Hey Fab, you gotta rerun this.
Yeah, I'd be like, big bro, I think you could come a little harder.
So okay,
that wasn't the case though. Like,
all right, no, of course, but you know, I like you media trained up in this bitch. Okay, so somebody else, let's just say who right now, if you could switch places with any artist, who would it be? At this point in your career, and looking at their career right now, it don't matter who it is. Who would you switch places with right now?
I ain't gonna say switch places, but I'm gonna say like. Who do I look up to and where like I want to be there?
Sure. Switch places.
Lupe already know. Drake. Yeah.
You see what Drake is doing, right?
For sure.
Drake give you a verse.
Oh, Drake or Kendrick, bro.
Drake or Kendrick. You get a verse from Drake, but it's just like it's not there. It's not what you need.
Well, that ain't gonna matter. It's Drake at this
Drake.
point.
So at that point, you get a boo-boo verse from Drake.
I'm putting that motherfucker out.
Put that shit out, right?
I'm putting that thing out.
Now, would you tell him, or would you be like, man, I'm just accepting it. Fuck it, I'm just grateful for.
If we in the studio vibing and he asks me or something, like probably let.
What if
him
you
know.
in the studio vibing but he don't ask? He's all,
he feeling it.
Oh, he feeling it. It's the one right here.
He a genius, bro. Like this nigga got Grammys, all that shit. So I'm all right, bro.
Roll with it.
If you say it's good, we gonna roll with it. Let's shoot that video.
Now, what if you release it and that shit don't that shit just tank? Like everybody just talking shit about it.
They ain't gonna be talking shit about my verse.
That shit gonna be cool.
I'm gonna go in.
And
on my
eyes gonna be on you either way.
But it's on to the next.
Yeah. So at this point, since you talk about not being complacent, are you still working on music in the process of obviously promoting Be Patient? Like, how does that work out for you?
Hell yeah, man. Hey, to be honest, man, you the first person I tell this to. Like, this was the reject project. So like these are songs that didn't make like the
other projects,
the album that I've been working on.
Oh, so you got something in the works.
For sure, yeah. I'm dropping this summer for sure.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
So these were the throwaway joints.
Yeah, but they were still dope, so I ain't want to throw them away, you know. Like, and then the reception from it was dope because I was like, damn, y'all really fucking with this shit, yeah. But I got some shit coming, man. Dropping a video tomorrow, not for the next. This is a little freestyle video. Then I got something big coming. SOB, I did a song with SOB, Young T.O. We got that one dropping. Yeah.
So seeing their success with obviously the Black Panther soundtrack, are these people that you came up with as well, or do you know them, or did you know them prior? Like, did you know them prior to everything that's going on, or did you reach out to them?
Nah, I ain't know them. Nah, they younger.
Yeah,
they younger.
So you reached out to them.
Yeah, they from Vallejo. Mm-hmm. So Vallejo is the Bay as well, but we from across the bridge.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I respect their movement.
Nah, they hustling, man. Got some love for them. Now, are you familiar with 03 Greedo?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you know he got 20 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy situation, man. But he's been one that I heard he got like 400 songs. Like already in the can.
That's why he been working hell because he knew it was coming.
See, that's the thing. I don't know if he knew. I think I think that was his work ethic in the beginning, and then he got caught up and then some shit was going on. And he just kind of already knew. Yeah. But artists that set themselves up for that, like it's a fucked up situation to be perfectly honest. Because it's like talented dude, you know what I'm saying? Just got on, and then now he's gonna be going away, man. I don't even know what to say to that shit because it's like it's at this point where you know he knows he fucked up, but it's like my nigga, you just got fucking on.
Just got on, yeah.
That's what it's wild, dog. I was gonna ask you about just I don't know if your thoughts on him or anything like that, but you never like met him or anything like that, but in the passing, or have you seen him before?
Nah, I never met him, but for sure he got some joints that I be slapping.
Yeah.
That Rude, that Gray Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Dog.
Yeah, but
so I was gonna say one last thing I was gonna ask you about regarding. No, actually, the two dudes that you've been following the Philly story, right? The two dudes in Starbucks.
Oh yeah, I seen that today. Yeah, they took like $1, settled for $1.
$1, dog, and then giving away the $200,000 for the program for the youth, man. So you being somebody that's for the youth as well, is there something that you would line yourself up? Like, do you have something in the works to give back to the youth, like a program or anything like that?
Oh yeah, off tops, man. I shout out Youth Radio. Mm-hmm. It was a program called Youth Radio, and I was in their match program, so they would take in kids on probation. So you would go into the program, mm-hmm. and they would teach you like basically everything: radio, broadcasting, journalism, everything. And you would like get a stipend for that like every month. So
fuck out of here.
Yeah, so you learning shit and you getting paid. So that kept me out of a lot of trouble. So I kind of want to do something like that as well when I once I get to where I'm going. Mm-hmm. Start a nonprofit like that, and but mine's would be like making music.
Yeah,
at studios, and they got a studio as well. Yeah, you can record music.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
I think what's dope about now, like again, it speaks to not only the technology but just how things are so fast forward now. And I appreciate this advice to anybody, whether they're in radio, you rap, or whatever you do, you can literally do whatever the fuck you want to do right now. You want to start a nonprofit, you want to get on the radio, you want to do it. You can literally do it. There's no gatekeepers. You can literally do anything you want right now. So I always encourage people, like, start whatever the fuck it is you want to do. Start doing that shit. Start your podcast, start your show. You want to be on TV, do your TV show.
Facts.
Start what you want to do. Like, and even with being an artist, you can drop projects like nothing. Like, I don't know how the whole studio is. You can literally record shit on your fucking your computer now. It's so much easier to actually put out the product where like now it's no gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So for you, what's the not necessarily the end goal, but before the year ends, what does C5 want to do?
I knew you was about to ask me this.
'Cause you got the project coming this summer, but I know you not being complacent. You always forward thinking. So what's one thing you want to make sure that you do before the year ends?
Bro, you've been I've been here for a while, and you always ask people at the end of the show this question. I would always think, I would always be thinking like, damn, like what's my end goal? Man, my end goal this year, I'm gonna say,
because it's one of those things where people are constantly evolving, right?
Yeah.
And you never, I'm not gonna say you never, but it's things are always changing for the most part. And then when you say it, it's like, damn, that's cool, but I do want to do this as well. So I'm boiling down to one thing. I already got one thing that you already said you want to do, but I'm gonna see if you say it before the end of the year. What's one thing?
I'm gonna say the tour.
Tour, okay.
You know
that's what I thought it was gonna be.
Whether it's a college tour, California tour, just something. You feel me? I'm
gonna reroute to what I said before, man. You can literally set that shit up yourself. You can literally do that. I feel like you got the network to make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, August. We starting a C5, backpack giveaway.
Dope.
In my hood, we gonna have performers, like openers, and I'm gonna be the headline. Food trucks. So like we working on that right now for August. So yeah, that's gonna be dope.
One thing that I saw on, I think it was your Instagram, you performed for teachers. What was it?
Oh yeah.
Was that your school or was that somebody else's school? But you were performing for the teachers.
Yeah, that was my old middle school. So it was like the teachers, the staff, the parents.
They was rocking to your shit too.
Yeah,
that's what I was surprised about.
Yeah, they was rocking with me. It was
not to say that you don't have but usually I guess again generational shit. Hip hop is not as frowned on as it was before. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
and I feel like now it's more accepting. But even still so. You got people that was rocking to like administrative and staff that was rocking to your shit. Were you nervous like taking that gig?
Nah, man, it's a blessing because I know that like I got music for everybody. Like, I don't feel like nobody is excluded from my sound or like I could go to them ratchet. I could turn up a ratchet party. Right. I can go to a corporate office and I know what to play. I don't have no ceiling. I feel like So yeah,
Only up from here, man. Talk about that. Just not just the brand aspect of that, man, because that's a hashtag you often use, man. And I fuck with that. I've seen, obviously we've seen the dorm flow, what that's done, but then seeing the Only Up From Here, kind of talk about that movement as well.
Only Up From Here, man. It's
mind state.
It's kind of self-explanatory, like, you know, it's only up. Like, you can't, forward is the only way you can go. Yeah.
Do you feel like you got to hit rock bottom before you go up?
You definitely gonna have your fails. You know, everything ain't gonna work out, but it's still only up. Only up, like, right. Yeah, you always shooting for like up. Like, yeah.
Now unless you
I gotta work. I gotta work on that pitch.
Nah, you could. I mean, I feel like you know exactly what it is, but
yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to articulate it to get it out there, but I know what you meant, man. Yeah, I always look forward to having these conversations, just seeing what you end up coming up with, how you end up progressing, and I've literally and I haven't seen you from the jump, but seeing you from when you first came here and the progression that you've been making, man, it's always just dope to see, man. I look forward for more, man. I appreciate you coming in on the first one, man. Checking in with Chuck Dizzle, my man. C5.
It's only right, man. This love, man. It's dope to me. This a moment that I won't overlook.
Word.
Yeah, like, I'll be like, okay, like.
So you won't feel complacent with this one? I'm like, man, that's cool. That was a cool interview we did.
Well, I mean, it's still like, all right, like,
it's still like,
but not whatever. You, like, still, like, I still need to grind.
Right,
like, I ain't
it's
about
not
to,
over, right?
Yeah, right. I ain't about to be getting drunk. Like, oh, I made it. Like, but this definitely like a milestone for sure, man. I always wanted to come on here, man.
That's crazy, and I'm glad we did it this way, man. I know we'll be talking again real soon. So
my mama.
Only Up From Here. And I got to end it off with this.